Good afternoon. Today I wanted to make a little video about the most underrated Escentric Molecules fragrance. And in my opinion, it's also the best out of the whole line. I've tried every single Escentric Molecule fragrance, and this is the one that to me is the best. I think it really suits my kind of style, and it is very complementary to the types of perfumes that I like to wear, as opposed to the Molecule 01 or Molecule 02, Molecule 04. I like those, but I find this to be so much more interesting. You could wear it on its own, and it would be fine. And very pleasing. So that is Molecule 03, which is based around Vetiveryl acetate. I have the page from Perfumer's Apprentice pulled up just to say that Vetiveryl acetate, it's an aroma chemical, and it's described as sweet and dry, fresh, woody. And from Perfumer's Supply House, they describe it as having a long-lasting, very rich, fragrant, extremely woody and amber-like notes. That all sounds really good. What I get from Molecule 03 is it's like a green, like a zesty green, peppery smell. If you are somebody who likes peppery fragrances, Molecule 03 is amazing for you. It's not like black pepper, but it has that like a zesty pepperiness to it, and it just layers so well with is it so good or so well? It layers so well with citrusy perfumes, with green perfumes, with fresh perfumes, woody perfumes, even floral perfumes. For example, I like to layer Molecule 03 with some of my rose fragrances because it gives that green, kind of bitter and tart, zesty zing to fragrances like Paul Smith Rose, or it can amplify the greenness in Lombardon Low, which is already very green, but it just adds more zest, more pop to that. So wonderful with rose fragrances. You could, wear it with magnolia, lots of different kinds of flowers. Hyacinth would be great because hyacinth is kind of green and snappy, and I could see Molecule 03 being really good with that. But I wear mostly citrusy, kind of fresh and green fragrances, also woody, and Molecule 03 works amazingly with that. I would say when wearing it, I like to apply a lot of sprays, and just to make a nice foundation to layer the other perfume over it. So maybe it's because I'm trying to be frugal, but I have this, the original bottle here, but I also have this as well. Let me get them together. This is just Vetiveryl acetate from this brand called Miracle Layer. And I think Miracle Layer is kind of like, they do the dupes of Escentric Molecules. So I got this from eBay. This bottle is probably like $20 some, maybe less. So I like to just, really douse myself in this Vetiveryl acetate spray from Miracle Layer. And then maybe I'll go over that with the, standard Molecule 03. And that makes a gorgeous green, peppery base for your citrus fragrance. And, sometimes they need it. Like, they need that bitter pepperiness. It really helps add complexity, and it rounds it out For example, I recently got a bottle of Blanc Polychrome from, what is it called? Atelier des Ors, and that is like a lemony eau de cologne kind of fragrance. I haven't done this yet, but I think that that would really go well with Molecule 03 or any sort of Vetiveryl acetate fragrance, because lemon, for example, it can be a little bit sweet or evoke cleaning products. I'm not saying Blanc Polychrome is like that, but I don't know. If layered with something like Molecule 03, I think it could really, it's like the icing on the cake with a citrus fragrance, because it maybe removes some of that sweetness that some perfumes that have lemon in it. It can kind of be like a candy drop sort of lemon smell, which to me is not something I really like that much. I think Aqua Viva from Perfume Aroma is like that. So with something like Aqua Viva or Blanc Polychrome, I think adding Vetiveryl acetate, layering it, would really be so complementary to that citrus note. So those are my thoughts. You're probably wondering how these two compare, since this is a dupe. Let me just remind myself. I'll spray it. Okay. So that is Molecule 03. Yeah, that's great. And then I'll do this one. Oops. They smell very similar. Yeah, they smell very similar on the opening. I think the difference will come out later on. The Vetiveryl acetate from Miracle Air seems to have more of a ambroxan-like dry muskiness to it, whereas a Molecule 03 might be a little bit more green. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not giving the best differences between the two, but the point is they're very much the same. I actually end up using, even though I own Molecule 3, I end up using this a lot more. As you can see, I'm almost halfway through my bottle, and it really does the job, and it gives that green, that very addictive green, peppery flavor to whatever I want to be wearing that day, or if I want to wear it on its own, that works too. So yeah, if I notice any big differences on these blotting papers, I will put that in the description. But yeah, that is my take on Molecule 03. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't smelled it. And I think a lot of you probably have not smelled it because it doesn't get talked about very much. And from what I read on like Fragrantica or on YouTube, it can get talked down a lot. People say it's too earthy, too bitter, too, too much of something, but I think it's really amazing. And I will do an analysis of all the fragrances in the Escentric Molecules line, because I have tried them all. I just find Molecule 03 to be the best for wearing on its own. If we're just talking about the molecular fragrances, not including the Escentrics. But even with the Escentrics, I probably prefer Molecule 03 over those two. It's just really up my alley. So if you like green, if you like fresh, citrusy, definitely look into Molecule 03 or any fragrance that has Vetiveryl acetate. It's so good. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.